a ride with your destination.
Today I'm here with Terry Coddington with the Conway Bikes and Pedestrian Coordinator. And Terry has some exciting news for us about bike trails coming up in Conway. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. So tell us a little bit about how did you get started on bike trails?
So I was a mountain biker and riding around Conway and wanted to, obviously as a mountain biker you want to have more trails and opportunity and access, and so I started advocating for that. One of the things that I started was the Conway Bearcat, which is a junior and senior high school mountain bike team. And so we started that, and then that kind of led to being able to build more trails and things like that. So, well,
that's exciting.
Yeah.
So you, with the Bearcats, you guys are, you said you're one of the top in the state, or the top in the state of Arkansas.
We are the largest team in the state of Arkansas.
That's incredible.
In the NICA, which is the Interscholastic Cycling Association. So,
right here in Conway. How many kids do you have on your team?
We had 62 kids last year.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
And you
it's a
guys
big
just
team.
recently got a donation from the Want family, and you're going to open some new trails, or have helped you develop some new trails here in Conway.
Pompey Park, which is off of Prince and Morningside. If you're driving by, you may have noticed some of the construction going on. It's still underway. Probably another 30 days left or so there, but it's going to be a flow trail for everybody in the community to use. And it's kind of a gift from the Walton Family Foundation because of all the work that NICA is doing here in the community. So
that's so exciting.
Yeah.
So for those of us that are not real educated on mountain biking, tell us, how do you get started in mountain biking?
Well, so first you got to visit the local bike shop and get a bike, and it's there's lessons. I also do coaching and all that, but especially for youth, we teach kids. We've had kids show up that don't even know how to ride a bike, all the way up to one of the riders on our team went on to win the national championship a few years ago. So that's kind of how wide the variety is. But there's local trails, and just kind of finding out where they're at, and building your skill level and your fitness, and being outdoors is the best part about it is just being outdoors. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So the flow trail, how will that work for beginners and advanced riders? So
the way it's designed is that pretty much anybody can use it, from a 4-year-old on a Strider bike all the way up to a 50-year-old me on my bike. It's going to have some skills and challenges and turns and features, but everybody's going to be able to use it in their own way. And it's about an 1/8 of a mile loop, so you can do laps on it, or one lap, or depends on everybody. So
yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
And is it still under construction currently?
It is. The weather's kind of holding us back, so we're hoping it'll be done in about 30 days if it'll ever just stop raining.
Okay, so sometime this summer.
Sometime, yeah, early summer.
That's great. And how will people find out when it's open?
We're going to make an announcement on the Conway website and also the Park and Recs.
Okay.
Right now you'll notice that there's trails closed signs to try and keep people from riding it, because if any damage is done, we have to repair it before we can move on with the construction process. And so we'll have like a grand opening and announce that and get it out to the community. So
that's great.
Yeah.
So exciting. Well, is
Very
there anything
exciting.
else that we need to know about getting started?
Stay tuned for more projects. We're going to keep, my role with the city is to create more opportunity and access for both mountain biking and road cycling. So lots of stuff coming down the pike. So
exciting, Terry. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Express yourself with beautiful custom jewelry from Brooks Fine Jewelry.
We love it at Brooks Fine Jewelry when our customers are excited and happy about what we've created for them. We can take jewelry that you already have and redesign it, and once we do, it's going to be amazing. If you come into our store and we do work for you, it never leaves our facility. There's nothing better than cutting out all the middle people and working directly with the jeweler that will be creating the piece for you.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Now home entertainment can get out of the house. Introducing Conway Corp TV, streaming entertainment with cloud DVR, live sports, local TV, and much more. It's perfect for rom-coms on the couch, adventures in the backyard, and binging over lunch. So whether you're in your bedroom, on your phone, or on the go, it all feels like home. Conway Corp TV, available only from Conway Corp.
Welcome back. Today we are with Mike Kemp, and Mike is going to give us some excellent tips on how to explore Arkansas. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Glad to be here.
I'm excited to hear about all the fun ways that we can explore the state of Arkansas. We have some beautiful culture and terrain, and you have some excellent tips to share with us.
Well, I don't know if they'll be excellent, but I'll do my best. I like to ride motorcycles. I've been doing it for about 20 years now. And I think that's probably the best way to get out and explore the state, because it is beautiful. There is quite a varied terrain and lots of places to go, see, and enjoy.
Yes, and lots of fun places to stop and eat.
Yes, yes. We've been, my wife and I also like to get out for drives, and lately we've stopped in Hollis, at the Hollis Country Store. And that's been kind of fun. Their claim to fame is having the best bologna sandwich in Arkansas. So we'll also stop and get an RC Cola and a moon pie because they have those. Lots of neat places like that. We also like to go to Petit Jean quite a bit and maybe have dinner there. It's also one of my favorite motorcycle rides because it is close, it is a fun road, and it's very pretty up there. Okay.
So what's your favorite place to drive to if you're going to go out for a ride?
Okay. Driving probably would be going to Petit Jean with Crystal. As far as riding goes, there's lots of local roads that I enjoy. Petit Jean is also a nice ride because several roads, not only the main road taking you up to the state park, several roads off of that road that lead you into, fun little backcountry roads. If you go completely over the mountain, you're on scenic Highway 7, which runs from basically the northern to southern border of the state, which also takes you back into Hollis and into Hot Springs. So probably Petit Jean would be the go-to destination, but not the only one, obviously.
Yeah, and we're lucky because it's just so close.
It is, and the view is beautiful up there. I've done some motorcycle rides with a cousin where we will go from Petit Jean to Mount Nebo, and we haven't quite had time to loop Mount Magazine into that, but that would be another neat little ride and probably some of the most beautiful scenery in the state.
Yeah. What's some of the neatest things that you've seen while you've been out exploring?
Gosh, random wildlife, which is neat to see as long as they're not crossing the road in front of you. I have done rides within the state where, well, let me back up. This weekend I was with my cousin riding north to Jasper. We took Highway 16 to Highway 123, and they're just small roads, state roads, but being able to see just the scenery, and particularly at this time of year when the leaves are gone, you can see the topography for miles, and I think that's kind of neat. It's pretty when the leaves are in, and it's pretty when it's fall, but in the winter, just to be able to see all the mountain ranges and just marvel at how beautiful this state is.
Yeah. Is there a specific time of day that you like to ride?
No, I mean
Like those sunrises or sunsets?
Well, the problem early and late, you do run into more possibility of wildlife. Mornings, if you're not a morning person, you're kind of, I would prefer getting up in the morning. Sometimes it's a little cool, but summertime, that's probably the best time to be up because it's before the heat of the day and you can get a few miles in while it's still relatively comfortable.
So on your trips, what's been your favorite place to stop and eat?
Oh my gosh. I've been several times to the Ozark Cafe in Jasper. And it's I know it's a little bit further out, but it's been around, gosh, since the 30s, I think. I mean, it's a long time staple. The burgers are good. I've had fun rides, probably better memories of the company that I was keeping on the ride rather than the food itself. But the food is good too.
Yeah, that's great. So do you stay overnight, or you drive and come back? Or?
Usually they're day trips.
Yeah.
I've done one trip out of state into Tennessee where it was a multi-day, stay in a place and hang out around that area. But usually within the state, because it's a small state, a lot of times you can just do a fantastic day trip, be gone for 5 hours or longer, and see everything you'd want to see and be able to sleep in your bed at night. So that's been kind of the majority of the trips that I've made.
Yeah, that's always a plus.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you plan your trips?
I'm a map nerd. I try to stay up with Facebook groups that have have like-minded folks that will plan routes and give suggestions on highways. The Arkansas Department of Tourism's website is a great resource for planning, particularly motorcycle trips. They have a section that's dedicated specifically to motorcycles, and they'll have routes planned out that include suggestions for dining, places to stay, things to see while you're out. So I've oftentimes gone to it and decided, this looks like a fun road, let's go try that, and we can eat here or there, and it's kind of a fun way to plan out. And also, I'm a map nerd, so I'll take a state map and go, I wonder where that road goes and what it looks like. So then I'll try to file it away and do it later on.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing with us. It's coming up on spring where all the flowers and everything is blooming, and
yes,
you get all that pollen in your face if you're riding.
Sneezing in your helmet is always fun. Getting the face shield open before the sneeze occurs. So.
Yes. Well, thank you for
You're
sharing
welcome.
your tips, and we're excited about exploring more.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Express yourself with beautiful custom jewelry from Brooks Fine Jewelry.
We love it at Brooks Fine Jewelry when our customers are excited and happy about what we've created for them. We can take jewelry that you already have and redesign it, and once we do, it's going to be amazing. If you come into our store and we do work for you, it never leaves our facility. There's nothing better than cutting out all the middle people and working directly with the jeweler that will be creating the piece for you.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Conway Corp managed Wi-Fi powered by Plume is your fastest, easiest Wi-Fi ever. Local setup and support, plus self-optimizing technology for peak performance. No cables, no hassles, no kidding. Upgrade now.
Welcome back. We're joined by Jeff Cullum, the new superintendent for Conway Public Schools. We're going to learn about Jeff today and his family and his plans for the Conway School District. So thank you so much for being with us today, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you. It's good to be here.
Yes,
Yeah.
It's so nice to meet you, and we're excited about the vision that you have for our school district and just learning more about you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. What brought you to Conway?
Yeah, so it's a long journey, but it's been a fun journey. It started probably about 8 or 9 years ago when we first discovered Central Arkansas. I had the opportunity to come up and serve as superintendent at the Benton School District and had a great time there, learned a lot about the state and began to hear things about the Conway school system even then. And so knew a long time ago that this was a quality school system, great community. Dr. Murray's been an incredible leader for years in the community. And so had kind of just earmarked it as, that's a place to be if the opportunity ever presents itself. And so went back to Texas and served as a superintendent back home for 5 years. And then when this opportunity came open, a little less than a year ago, it was just something that I knew I wanted to explore and look into. And so that's kind of the short version of how we got here, is just knowing that this is an incredible community and a great school district and a great place as a dad that I want to raise my kids and see my family grow and mature. And so a thriving community. You can drive around town, and when we first began to look around the area, just seeing the growth in the community and the vibrance in the school system and the college partnerships. I mean, I could just talk a long time about the unique pieces that are already in place here in the community. And so who wouldn't want to be a part of that? So that's kind of how we got here in a nutshell.
Yeah, that's great. And it's so good hearing that from a dad and a husband, that you brought your family here. You want to send your kids to Conway Public Schools.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
That brings confidence to me as a mom, as a young child, that I'm going to send to school next year.
Absolutely. It is a good feeling. And, Whitney, I think people always ask me, what are your perspectives as a superintendent? What are your professional beliefs and goals? And I have those things, but it always centers around that first lens as a dad. The decisions that I make are always focused on what's good for all kids. And I also have the perspective of, as a father, I want my kids in schools that I'm proud of. As a husband, my wife and I, we talk about all the time, we want our boys in quality schools. We want them to be around quality systems, and we want them to be around, good experiences. And so when you look at what Conway has to offer, it checks so many of those boxes as a dad and a father. And so we're excited. Very excited.
Yes. Well, tell us, what's your vision, what's your goals for the Conway Public School District?
Yeah, I think first is starting off with learning about the community, learning what has made them thrive and grow, from the community partnerships, the corporate partnerships, the colleges and the schools in the town. You've got so many unique pieces already in place that I think we just want to continue to build on that. And then I think next steps are, you've done so many great things for a long time. How do we go from now good to great, and then from great and beyond? I think my vision is going to be wrapped around taking kids to a higher level with technology, taking our staff to a higher level with technology. In my career, I've been able to be a part of some unique projects with career and technology education, with technology programs, implementing one-to-one programs in schools with devices for all kids, building a CTE center that serves over 1,200 kids, manual trades opportunities, and those kind of pieces. And I think instead of coming in with maybe a pre-fit plan of what to do, I kind of want to study the community and go, what's going to be a good fit for Conway, and how do we push them up to that next level? And so I'm in that process now, and it's kind of my 90-day plan, and I'll talk a little bit more about that too. But 90 days of just looking, listening, getting a feel for where the community is. And then we really kind of start spending time to create that vision with the stakeholders of the community. So we're getting ready. We're getting ready to start, we call building the plane, and then getting that plane off the ground, and then seeing where we go from here.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank
so
you.
With the kids, the school year's upon us, what can the kids and parents expect who may be watching this coming up into the new school year that may be different from last school year?
Great question. And, even coming from Texas, and I think this was a national thing that we all dealt with, last year was probably one of the most unique situations we've ever faced in the world, in education. It was a hard year. It was a hard year for everybody involved. Teachers were being asked to do things they've never done before. Parents were being asked to educate their kids from home. And so my plan and my goal is to try to return our kids back to school as normal as we possibly can. We know that there are still some things circulating around that could create some challenges in the fall. But ideally, we want our kids back in school. We want that to be as normal of experience, whatever normal is. We kind of lost sight of what is normal.
Right.
And so, I would say aiming to be as normal as possible in the fall, and then enjoy getting back to school, trying to look for ways to support our kids emotionally and socially. It was a stressful year. So let's try to enjoy getting back to school, and let's have fun again. I mean, I really want to see our kids and our staff be able to come back in the building and get the passion and the heart for what we do as educators, and that's teach and love our kids and have fun on that journey. And so we're going to do it. We're going to figure out a way to do it. We're going to do it safely. We're going to do it appropriately, and make sure that our kids and our staff are safe. But that's our goal. Let's try to get back to normal.
That's great. So 5-year plan.
Yeah.
We talked about the immediate. What about 5 years from now? What would you see?
5 years. Well, I can tell you, I hope that if the district continues to grow, first, I think we want to look at long-range facility plans and see where we need to maybe build or grow as things are needed. But I always tend to have a project that kind of arises from the ashes, if you will, and we kind of figure out what does the project need to be for this district. For Hallsville, it was a virtual academy. We opened up now the largest virtual academy in the country. And that academy serves almost 12,000 kids. And so, well, it was created while we were there. And we had to kind of figure that out as we were there. And it took about 3 years to get that going. In Benton, it was the partnership with the Career and Technology Center, which was cool. And so I'm kind of watching now and going, all right, in 5 years, what will that project be? Or maybe it's projects, you know, building partnerships with Conway Corp, you know, corporations like this and other community partners. And so I don't know exactly, but I do know that it always seems to arise from the work and the vision and talking to the stakeholders. And a lot of times your local people really know and understand, here's where we've been, here's where we want to go. They have solutions. They've got ideas. They've got vision. You've got to sit down with them and just kind of pull that out and go, how do we do this together? You've watched this situation for a long time. What do you think we need to do? And then hopefully my perspective coming in is, here's some experience I've had with maybe that. Let's build and grow that together. And let's see where it goes. So I'm excited. There's so many great pieces here that I'm excited to see where they can go. That's
great. Well, we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the community. And thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Express yourself with beautiful custom jewelry from Brooks Fine Jewelry.
We love it at Brooks Fine Jewelry when our customers are excited and happy about what we've created for them. We can take jewelry that you already have and redesign it, and once we do, it's going to be amazing. If you come into our store and we do work for you, it never leaves our facility. There's nothing better than cutting out all the middle people and working directly with the jeweler that will be creating the piece for you.
Brooks Fine Jewelry, your jewelry makers in downtown Conway.
Transform your internet experience with Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi, powered by Plume. Full-strength, uninterrupted Wi-Fi everywhere in your home. Multiple devices, maximum streaming and uploading. Installed by our experts for peak performance. Buffering, over. Dead spots, gone. Easy controls manage your smart devices. And advanced security keeps it all safe. It's the smarter way to Wi-Fi. Conway Corp Managed Wi-Fi. Upgrade now.
Welcome back. I'm here with Joel McFadden from Brooks Fine Jewelry, our show sponsor. And today, Joel's going to fill us in on some up-and-coming things that Brooks is doing. And tell us a little bit about yourself. We're so excited to have you in Conway. Moved here from Jersey, or from Jersey.
No, I moved here from New Jersey. I'm from South Carolina.
From South Carolina.
I'm happy to be back in the South again.
Yes.
I had my own retail custom shop in New Jersey for 15 years, and I sold it about a year ago, and was just looking to get back in the South. And I've known the owners of Brooks for a while, and you know, I had 19 job offers, but this was the most exciting one because I just like this. I like this area.
Yeah, it's a great area. A lot of neat things happening here. So you're the manager there at Brooks Fine Jewelry, and you're doing a lot of the custom design work.
I do.
And you were telling me about the fact that Brooks services over 65 different jewelry stores in customizing and creating jewelry. So tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I manage the retail frontage of the store, but the older business is specialty casting. So we're actually a jewelry manufacturer. We make everything in-house. We do the 3D printing, the casting, the stone setting, the polishing, everything there. And that gives Brooks Fine Jewelry a really unique opportunity because we're essentially a factory outlet store.
Right.
So almost everything we sell, we produce in-house. But it gives us the great opportunity. We had a gentleman in this morning who has a very specific engagement ring requirement. You know, it's a budget requirement, a size requirement, and we just didn't have anything in inventory, but we can go and produce the piece to meet his needs exactly. And not every jewelry store has that ability.
That's right. That's incredible. You don't have to go out of town to get what you want. You can bring your picture from the magazine, or like you said, a celebrity jewelry piece if that's what you're wanting, and you guys can make it right there. And your turnaround times are
2 weeks.
Wow, that's incredible. That's really quick. If you want to have something ready for what's coming up, Labor Day. If you want to propose then.
Well, a lot of people actually do propose during the fall.
Yeah.
And then as we get into the holiday seasons, they'll start wanting to propose. So it's time to start looking now if you want to do that.
Yes, that's great.
So, and you've got some other things coming up where you were talking about with the new line, the custom jewelry line that you guys are doing.
Right. We're one of the few, if not the only, manufacturer of bridal jewelry that's strictly in the South. Mm-hmm. And we make everything here. We also have an office in Los Angeles, but our primary production facility is here. So we're coming out with Southern Bridal Jewelry, which is a branded line. And what we're doing is it's an affordable line, but instead of being focused on glitzy or maybe some hollowed out shanks or some really lightweight rings that don't last, we're producing a quality product that will last the Southern bride most of the rest of her life, ideally, and is affordable but still well made.
That's great. And that line, when will that be available?
It should be out within the next 2 to 3 months. We're just starting to promote it now. We've got some of the designs are done. We're tweaking some new ones. Mm-hmm. And you'll be able to come into our store or go online and, pick, a lot of gentlemen, they have a budget, they have a price point. You'll be able to pick something that's at that price point that accommodates what his future fiance is going to want, but it is also a quality piece.
Okay, great. So if people are looking for the store and want to come down, you're in downtown Conway.
We're on Oak Street, right by the railroad crossing.
Okay. Yeah, can't miss it.
Right.
And how long does it usually take from the time they bring you in a picture? If they want to come in and meet with somebody and sit down, they can come in and set an appointment, or
they don't need an appointment.
Okay.
But it's helpful. You'll either speak with me or Sean or one of the other people there, and then we'll do imagery. We'll do imagery in the computer so you can see exactly what the piece is going to look like.
Okay.
Once they pick the specific design they want, it's usually about 2 weeks before we can finish it.
Okay.
So.
And what else do you guys offer? I know you have a ton of stuff there.
We have the line. We have beautiful diamond wedding bands that start at $600. We have a lot. We're doing a lot now with earrings. So we're promoting grown diamonds, which are a lot more affordable than mined diamonds. That's a big thing for us. So we have both, so you can look at them side by side and look at the different sizes and different prices. Mm-hmm. We also do a lot of custom. We have a lot of customers that maybe they have 2 or 3 rings that they don't wear anymore. And we can take the stones, and we can take the metal, and we can redesign it in maybe one piece that they'll love. Mm-hmm. Okay. So styles change, the times change, and we can change the jewelry to keep up with it.
That's awesome. Well, great. Well, thanks again for coming and visiting with us today. Brooks has been the sponsor of the show since 2016, and we greatly appreciate the sponsorship.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.